And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another great edition of the show here on Critiquing with Carr for Memorable Movie Monday. As always, if you enjoyed episodes such as this one, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, follow us on the audio platforms, clicking at thumbs up or like buttons so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when episodes release, as well as clicking and share out so you can help continue with the podcast with our friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. I say that because in this week's edition of Critiquing with Carr here on Memorable Movie Monday, we're talking about the interesting film, The Hunt. And with that being said, let's begin. This movie was directed by Craig Zobel. The co-screenwriters for this film were Nick Cuse and Damon Lindelof. This movie was co-produced by Jason Blum and Damon Lindelof. The cast for this film is as follows: Ike Barinholtz, Betty Gilpin, Emma Roberts, and Hilary Swank. The cinematographer for this film was Darren Tiernan. This film was edited by Jane Rizzo. The musical score was done by Nathan Barr. The film productions for this company were Blumhouse and White Rabbit Productions. This film was distributed by Universal Pictures. This film was first released internationally in the United Kingdom on March 11th of 2020 and nationally in the United States on March 13th of 2020. The runtime for this movie was 90 minutes even. The budget for this movie was 14 million US dollars, and the very disappointing box office grand total for this film was 12.4 million US dollars. The extremely short list of accolades for this film are as follows. At the Critics' Choice Super Awards, Betty Gilpin won for Best Actress in an Action Movie. And now it comes time for one of my two favorite parts, when I list off the top 10 highest-grossing films for that year's release, being 2020's The Hunt. Coming 10th place at the bottom of this list was A Little Red Flower. It was distributed by HG Entertainment. Its worldwide gross was 220.5 million US dollars. It stars Jackson Yi, Liu Haokun, and Zhu Yang. Coming in 9th place on this list was Shockwave 2. It was distributed by Universe Films Distribution. Its worldwide gross was $226.4 million. It stars Andy Lau, Sean Lau, and Nini. Coming in 8th place on this list was Jian Xia. It was distributed by Beijing and Light Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $243.8 million. It stars Zhang Zi, Yang Ning, and Toot Hemang. Coming in 7th place on this list was Doolittle. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $251.5 million. It stars Robert Downey Jr., Antonio Banderas, and Michael Sheen. Coming in 6th place on this list was Sonic the Hedgehog. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $220 million. And it stars James Marsden and Jim Carrey. Coming in 5th place at the halfway mark on this list was Tenet. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $365.9 million. It stars John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, and Elizabeth Debicki. Coming in 4th place on this list was Bad Boys for Life. It was distributed by Sonic Pictures Releasing. Its worldwide gross was $426.5 million. It stars Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and Vanessa Hudgens. Coming in 3rd place at the bronze medal on this list was My People, My Homeland. It was distributed by Hoexia Film Distribution. Its worldwide gross was $474.5 million. It stars Huang Bo, Gang Li, and Owo Hu. Coming in 2nd place with the silver medal on this list was The 800. It was distributed by Hoei Brothers. Its worldwide gross was $461.4 million. It stars Huang Xiaozong, Oh Wo, and Wang Qianyan. And finally, coming in number 1 with the gold medals, the highest grossing film for 2020 was Demon Slayer the movie. It was distributed by Toho. Its worldwide gross was $507.1 million. It stars Natsuki Hane, Akira Kito, and Yoshisugo Matsuoka. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, my review of 2020's The Hunt. The Hunt is a dark, twisted satire that blends over-the-top violence, political commentary, and survival thriller tropes to create a film that's as controversial as it is entertaining. Directed by Craig Zobel and featuring a star-studded cast, including Betty Gilpin and Hilary Swank, the film takes viewers on a brutal and bloody ride, exploring themes of class warfare, social divides, and human nature. However, while the movie's bold premise and intense sequences make for an engaging experience, it falls short in certain areas that leave a lasting impact on its overall effectiveness. From the very first scene, The Hunt sets the tone with a shocking graphic sequence. Randy is violently stabbed in the throat by a doctor for waking up too early during a flight. The immediate brutality of the scene, followed by a gruesome eye stab with a woman's high heel, establishes the no-holds-barred nature of the film. It's gory, in your face, and completely unfiltered, qualities that make The Hunt stand out amongst its peers. Another highlight is the tense, claustrophobic moments leading up to the character's confrontation with their would-be hunters. The sequence involving a dog collar, which is locked around a character's neck, creates a sense of imminent danger as the characters are about to be set free to face the hunt. The chaotic and unpredictable action that follows, the characters scrambling for weapons while being shot at from a distance, is both entertaining and exhilarating. The gas station scene, which introduces characters like Pop, Mob, Big Red, Vanilla Ice, and Staten Island, works well in terms of building suspense. It starts with Pop and Mob pretending to be innocent and naive, only for it to be revealed that they are in fact conflict and integral parts of the Manorgate conspiracy. The deaths of Big Red, Vanilla Ice, and Staten Island offer a satisfying sense of grim justice. The reveal of Papa Moss' true intentions is both unexpected and fitting. One of the movie's strongest points is the character of Crystal, who begins as a seemingly detached, clueless individual but evolves into a total badass by the film's midpoint. I enjoyed watching Crystal's progression from a bewildered survivor to someone who takes the fight to her pursuers, especially her showdown with Mom and Pop when they cheat her out of exchange for cigarettes. It's an interesting, empowering moment that helps make Crystal a standout character. Despite the film's strengths, it's hard to ignore some of the aspects that didn't quite work. For instance, while Crystal's revenge on the group of hunters is satisfying, it feels a bit over the top and implausible at times. The way she effortlessly overpowers some of the more experienced characters feels somewhat far-fetched, detracting from the tension and realism of the story. The twist with Don being revealed as part of the group that orchestrated the entire hunt was an interesting narrative choice, especially when he's initially presented as a simple backwoods Southern Republican. However, the character's arc ultimately felt rushed and a bit unearned, making it hard to fully invest in his motivations. When it comes to Hilary Swank's performance as the villain, Athena, I found her to be both unconvincing and grating. While Swank is an accomplished actress, her portrayal as Athena as a morally superior elitist mastermind felt exaggerated and one note. Athena's smugness, while central to her character, lacked the nuance that would have made her a truly memorable antagonist. Additionally, when the final confrontation between Athena and Crystal's intense, it's drawn out a little too long and the action doesn't feel as gripping as it should. The fight's pacing slows down, and it starts to feel like a repetitive back and forth, lacking the sharp energy that earlier sequences in the film maintained. In conclusion, The Hunt is certainly an interesting film, one that taps into modern anxieties and cultural divides in a bold and violent way. It delivers on the action front with plenty of bloody moments that are both shocking and entertaining. However, the film suffers from pacing issues, a lack of suspense, and a conclusion that feels underwhelming. The character work is hit or miss, with some actors delivering strong performances while others, like Hilary Swank, fail to convince. With that being said, I'm somewhat reasonably proud to give this film, The Hunt, a respectable score of 7.5 out of 10 on the Diamond Dave scale. And with that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, as always, if you've enjoyed this week's edition of the show here in Critiquing with Carr for a memorable movie Monday, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, follow us on the audio platforms, clicking on thumbs up or like buttons so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turn on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when episodes release, as well as clicking at share arrow so you can help continue to grow the podcast with our friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. And with that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, until next time, take care, and most importantly, happy viewing.